This is where it'd be really nice to have a, okay, this is actually such an iconic scene right here. Hold up. Look at where every single one of your stars is on the map. And then look at where you're playing.
You're not with me, right? Is it?
And guess where they're going. And guess what we got to give up?
Yes.
So this is your number one issue with your Astra right now. You throw stuff that you don't play around.
Okay.
So far, we've thrown like quite a few abilities. And the number one issue with a lot of these abilities is you don't have a play ready for them. So when we throw 3 stars at the start of the round across the map, it's not the end of the world. But the problem is we did nothing with all these stars for most of the round. We had this close pole here, potentially. If you just walked up A main through this pole and then played around this pole, I'd be like, okay, the pole got value. So I think what I want to do is just throw you a super easy default and play style for Astra, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
That sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. We'll look at your Pearl on Astra.
Yeah.
And we'll make your Pearl on Astra really good. So let's look at the DM. Let's see. What are these recommended? Let's look at your Vandal. Let's see. First thing I'm always look for is just, can we get the kills cleanly? How long does it take to get the kills? What's our time to kill? Little fried right there. Little fried.
I do have a suspicion that I don't I shoot pretty quickly. That is to say, I shoot quicker than I've actually acquired a target, and I kind of think that's a problem. I don't know how to fix that either.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm also getting that thought right now. That there is a training thing that's really simple. I absolutely fried those kids though. So that's probably the first step here, because a lot of these fights, like you're saying, they're kind of rushed. Like, if you talk about how we translate stuff to in-game, you have to be really comfortable in fights, and also being comfortable in fights also entails knowing you don't have to rush your shots to get kills, knowing you have that extra time, knowing the importance of having that extra time. So there's 2 training things I like to do. The first one is where you call out the agent name plus location before you kill them.
Okay.
The second one, which is actually something I did when I was like Diamond, and I found this was probably a really popular method like 3 years ago. I don't know if it still is, but it's called the Miyagi method.
I have seen that.
So this one is also really good. The way I did it, which is a little bit different, is just half a DM not shooting, and then the other half shooting.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty much everything that goes into a fight besides clicking your mouse to kill them.
Okay.
Yeah, tracking them, moving, everything, completely normal. And this is really, we're talking about the importance of not rushing a fight. Why is it important we don't rush fights?
I lose a lot of accuracy doing that, and I've already started shooting things that where there's nobody.
Perfect. That first shot is the most important shot. What's another thing that happens when you shoot a player and you miss that first shot? What is the enemy gonna do?
I mean, he can shoot back at me, or he can move, I guess.
Yep, perfect. So if you don't get this first shot, he's going to react. Let's say you're flanking behind 3 guys. You shoot the first guy. The second you shoot, everyone's looking around and staring at you.
Yes.
So you're kind of right, same thing. So confirming target, or losing the initial accuracy, and giving them time to react. The best enemy to fight is a dead enemy. Am I right?
Makes sense to me.
I could only really say then just be super intentional with the 1 or 2 that you do. Just be like, I'm going in here, I'm being the slowest shooter in the lobby, and that's all I care about. Not fragging out.
A lot of intentionality.
Yeah. Because we can see you're still fragging, like you're top here by quite a bit. Just by absolutely sending it on these guys, shooting everything that pops up on your screen. So you build up that, you not only improve your kills, your ability to get kills, but also your consistency with fights. There it is. Look at those shots. Those are beautiful shots. That was just full blue bar right there. That was insane. So definitely our goal in these death matches is just, it sounds like, be more intentional about our fights as much as possible. Take more time, be more conscious of our movements, what we end up doing. Not to a point where you're overthinking it, of course, but...
Yeah. No, but I understand.
We'll try these out, see how it goes. Yeah, let's look at your VOD. Let's see what our mechanics actually look like in games. You want to rank up twice as fast in half the time? Interested in not being a hard-stuck loser and hate your teammates? Well, come join us during weekly scrims or get coached by me on Ko-Fi. Link on screen or in the description. See you soon.
Yeah. I think fake B, go A, or whatever. Now you guys are in the wrong spot. Be very careful.
We said fake B, go A, and this guy insta-missiles A. Well, this guy's absolutely trolling.
Good luck, Sam.
I'm using the smoke again on A, B.
So this is our
Our
go A part. We have fake B.
Right. Fake B, go A after we made noise A. Fake both sides and go A.
Alright.
Okay, back smokes.
Yeah.
We're down a star.
Art.
Euro TV gets that guy. Backside, absolutely fried. I mean, this first round was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But the good news is it's fixable. Okay, so there's a few things. First off, the fake B go away, the foundation of our strat. I don't know if it wasn't clear. I heard your IGL said it sounded pretty clear. Whatever. Okay, our Teo through, that's not us. The one thing I want you to know is after you claim a main, we should maintain that space. Okay? Getting a main was actually a pretty nice step for this round, so we go back all the way to the very start. Yeah, we get a main orb, and then it's kind of like, what the hell are we doing? And so when you're trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, a lot of times the answer is just to sit and wait. Maybe the enemy will make a mistake, maybe one of our teammates on B will get one. You just sit and wait and you maintain the space. That's the first thing I noticed, because when we came back A, we actually had to re-clear the space.
Yes.
Which is kind of no bueno. And
so I would probably be camping like the corner on that side, or like, I don't know.
Could play here.
There? Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Okay, good.
Both are fine. The second thing, which is probably more prominent, is just our execute. I would think about how we can use our utility a bit more in their face. For example, like smoking here and here is not a bad idea a lot of times, but the problem is we don't know where any of these dangers are, and you kind of want to get rid of a player or get an advantage on a player. So usually you see this in this smoke. You never really see this in this smoke. Usually it's these two, because what does smoking the left side allow you to focus?
The right side then? Or like if I want to go into like secret or nugget? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the simplicity of this is when you come outside, you can basically all look here, minus like that little space. But it allows you to isolate the angles a lot more easier. Makes it a little bit more difficult for that Teo, and which was usually the art player in this situation, to play there. So usually you're looking like this, and then if we saved our star, which we definitely could have, you kind of thought about it like you could have maybe saved this smoke.
Yeah, I didn't really have to smoke. Or if I timed it with the clone, maybe I could have just recalled it and I would have counted it as well.
That's an interesting idea too. Yeah, there you go. But then we could have used our star for something like here. So right now our executes, like as a team, they are just garbage, just like straight up absolute trash. We had no initiator Teo drone here, so this Teo just held us. The TP got stuck. We had no flashes to like come outside. Absolute insanity. But kind of pushing. We maybe need to do this, where we have our util serve a lot more purpose. You could even think about doing closer smokes here.
Okay.
The big problem with that push is like no one used utility. So the Teo was just like sitting there and art doing nothing. So some pull, some concuss would have been nice there. I would say even think about it over the smokes. Anyways, pissed around, absolutely screwed.
No, we win it.
Oh.
Magically. Okay. I know, right? Our Yoru fixes everything. It was wonderful.
And she has like that.
Yep. The cleanup.
Well, we're all grouped up, and we give them all base space. So.
Obscuring vision.
Definitely gonna talk about that smoke again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Thorns here.
I probably do that a few times.
I'm nading halls.
There's 3 here. Oh.
I mean, we gotta talk about these smokes. I can't lie. We absolutely gotta talk about these smokes.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we throw three stars for A or for B, and I'm guessing this is like our default. So you have the defaults right. Like I like the smokes, but one thing I would recommend, at least for this heaven one, is you smoke right here, right on this corner. So when you place your star, place it right here, because it'll smoke off heaven and it'll smoke off bottom.
Interesting. Okay, I did not know that.
The other thing is when you did throw the smoke, you kind of chucked it like here, and when it did eventually pop, there was 100% a gap like right here, and this is like the worst thing you can do. Wasn't this crazy?
That I
but
agree. That I agree.
okay.
1 HP Viper.
30 seconds left.
I'm doing straight. Let's go.
Double smoke CT there.
One.
Screens. Screens dead.
All right, that works.
15 seconds.
That's it. Yeah.
CT push, not a bad idea here.
Oh, don't commit to it.
Behind you. Oh, watch out.
I'm gonna ulti.
Oh, that's
I can hear him heaven.
Well, outside.
yep. Just about Stinger life right there. Okay.
That's
Yo.
one.
Player standing.
Not on.
You're an absolute psychopath.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Okay, so that's a big round to lose. There's some big changes here. I think you know the obvious one. What's the obvious one?
What do I do actually? Like, as a real question. So, can I wait for my teammate there, or is it like I can reposition a little bit? 'Cause presumably, eventually, I have to check him, right? Or
Yeah.
I
So
think
what's
for one,
what's the threat in this situation? What are we worried about?
that he diffused? Like he sticks, I guess.
Yep. So until what happens, do we have to do anything?
So when he taps the bomb, that's when something should occur. I believe.
Good. And when he taps the bomb, you have a few reactions. What are those options?
My option is to hide, or to maintain not doing anything, or to, I guess, check.
Okay. You have more options.
I
never
do.
believe-
I have a teammate, so maybe my teammate could also check.
What else?
Ooh, what else? Do I have utility? I think I have two. I have 2 stars on the ground, but I don't think I have stars left.
Good.
Let's see.
Could look at abilities here. You're right, we don't have any.
I can. I don't know. Maybe I can check less committally check. I'm not sure if that
Sure.
was available at that time, but maybe like a jump peek. Yes, exactly.
We can add 2 different things here. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but you brainstormed quite a few good ones here. So the answer is, which of these options did we take?
I probably chose the risky check because I had my gun out. I was ready to take a fight, and then with the stinger at that distance, that's and low HP. I do remember that.
Good. Avoid this one at all costs. Okay. If you can get away with any of the other ones, usually better. The hide and assume fake, not the worst one in this situation, but probably avoid that one too. So we bottom 3, we love them. So the improvements here come from looking at these other options. It comes from, also I would even consider, why do we throw 2 stars for here? Why was this our default?
That is a great question. I guess it's because for some reason I had thought the threat was coming from street. Like I thought the big threat was there, but I guess you're like thinking about it right now. I definitely could have just saved one for the bomb. Like
Good.
I actually still have a star at A that I said I was gonna recall that I never did.
Good. So this is your number 1 issue with your Astra right now. Is you throw stuff that you don't play around.
Okay.
So far we've thrown like quite a few abilities, and the number 1 issue with a lot of these abilities is you don't have a play ready for them, if that makes sense.
It makes sense to me right now. Yes.
So when we throw 3 stars at the start of the round across the map, it's not the end of the world. But the problem is we did nothing with all these stars for most of the round. We had this close pole here, potentially. If you just walked up A main and threw this pole and then played around this pole, I'd be like, okay, the pole got value. So I think what I want to do is just throw you a super easy default and play style for Astra, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
That sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. So start a round. Every single round we are recalling this star.
Okay. That I can do.
Easily.
Yeah, that one I'm aware of. I don't think I did it at all this game.
There we go.
I am generally aware of that. I can't. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Locked it in. That's our new default.
Okay.
The second thing we're gonna do is always save 1 star for post plant. Okay, let me write this stuff down. You do like to play towards A. you don't really have super great utility for A because it just doesn't cover that entire area. Okay, so our executes need to be looking a little bit different. You want to be in position to play off your util. That is like the biggest thing right now that's making it so your util isn't getting a bunch. Like your smokes are getting some, but everything else, no one's there to play around it, and that's the most important thing for this. So having yourself in prepper in position to play around. So only throwing the smokes and the star when you're here or when your teammates are starting to enter the space. When you know it's going to get value, okay?
Okay.
Really important.
Heaven.
That's pretty much it. I would really think about simplifying how you use your util. Like I would even say like only use 3 stars in a round and just make them the best stars ever. Screw the other 2. But
okay. Streamline some of the utility usage would be great actually, because I do have a feeling that I kind of
look at this. There's 2 stars on B. Your chamber's lurking B. What's going on?
Yeah, I press a lot of buttons. So.
Let's group.
We're A again, but this time we're all here. We also have 3 stars towards B when our team is dead B. Like are you seeing this?
You're right.
Close smoke isn't bad here because we're steenered up.
Watch your art.
Oh my gosh, what a spot on that guy. Beautiful spot. That was pixel.
Watch out, Aaron.
Here's the same stitch, by the way. We grabbed 3 stars here, but you just have stuff for post plan again. Like you're just getting screwed by having these stars placed down super early.
Yeah, they're doing absolutely nothing. Okay.
1 flower.
Yeah. 1 flower, 1 secret. 1 art.
Good patience on that Viper. Really good patience. Here's where the post plant util is going to save you. NT. Better mechanics win those. And I didn't see what you're saying now. I would say that ability thing is the biggest thing kicking you in the rear right now. We talk about impact. And then this kind of plays into the second big thing, which is teammates being in a position to play around your teammates. Right now you're kind of thinking, you're on like what's the word here? You're kind of like a flex teammate. You're like, oh, I'm going to help my Teo A main and I'm going to run B long and go help my guy's entry site.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like in some way I am trying to be with the team, but the team is like across the map. I'm just like running around.
Yeah. So part of it is just being with the team that actually needs help, if that makes sense. And then committing with that team that you're with. If you're with Tehu or A main, don't care, stay with him the entire round.
Okay, yeah. Because
what you're gonna find sometimes, times like these where you find yourself like in spawn and having to do these crazy rotates, is like huge downtime. It's this entire minute at the start of the round where we basically just like backseat our teammates. The entire minute we spent A main and then rotating over to B. And this time we're not here with our Yoru who's taking fights, our teammate who just died long, our Vise who's lurking up mid. She's been doing this like every round. Would be great to have someone to play with her. That downtime is really biting you in the butt too. So
is it then to like, let's say I am A with Mateo, is it additionally to do something main or?
Yeah, I mean,
that's not too clear what we're doing. I guess I'm not clear what we're doing. I guess it's also part of it.
That's a beautiful question, and that's also a beautiful answer. I mean, that's literally it. If you have a reason for why we're contesting A main together as a team, then it makes sense. If the Teo's going to drone this and we're going to lurk up A and just try to take some A fights, see if anyone peeks A, try to deny intel A, it's fine. But what's happening a lot of times with A is we're kind of just like sitting main and then waiting here for like 30-40 seconds, and then our teammate dies like here, and then we end up going out.
And then it's like, oh, we have to do something. I guess we're here now.
Yeah. So the reason of you being there has to revolve. Like when I said, like if they're contesting A really heavy, this play right here with the pole and then the drone isn't bad, right? Now you're actually preventing them from doing what they want to do. But they've just been giving A for free, like every round.
Obscuring vision.
Got the scan too.
I also want to throw a different wall that you may have, so that one's okay though.
Take her now.
But it's a little scuffed.
I'm gonna go. Roger.
Where is that star?
I don't even know why that's there, actually.
Oh, there's a shotgun.
It's almost like they're falling out of your pocket. She's like, oh, should I drop this star? Anyway, okay, let me finish this attack playbook.
Oh.
So this one's fine. Make sure it's flush with this, okay? This small little change here is a huge difference. If a good player spots that, they will abuse the shit out of it. So something like this is fine. For B, you commonly see this one, and then you just plant and leave. This is really good for your post plant, by the way. Post plant and D. And then I also don't want to ever forget to say this. Don't throw the smoke anymore. Okay, this is a defensive smoke.
Yeah.
Used on attack. Why is the smoke kind of biting us in the butt here?
I guess it's because I'm running out of utility, especially because I'm putting so many things down.
True. Yeah, that gets rid of us some utility. It actually helps them a little too, just by having the smoke down.
Oh, I guess. Same thing again.
I'm gonna lean towards.
So on defense, I also drop all my stuff.
I can see.
Quickly.
This is where it'd be really nice to have it. Okay, this is actually such an iconic scene right here. Hold up. Look at where every single one of your stars is on the map. And then look at where you're playing.
You're not with me, right? Is it?
And guess where they're going. And guess what we gotta give up.
Yeah, I don't think I thought about that even. Yeah, you're right.
It's absolutely.
Okay. This is wild.
Back to the earlier concept, our utility. So if we look at your defense playbook now, we could literally just say, it sounds like you're saying you played mid a lot. Just have a start here. Okay, the one weakness here is you are not a mid player for the most part. And so your only real play here is Astra. Isn't just hold door, it's to have a counter for what they end up doing door. So they flash through doors, they dog through doors, even for Ari to be the same thing. Just having this ready. Oh, what is a smoke actually?
Oh,
Drone spots one, gets the drone trade.
Tanker or church.
We smoked that. We have two more stars, one lawn. Pull here again, like same thing. Astra brains need to activate, or Astra brain needs to activate here and say we're holding an angle, and there's an open space right outside that angle. We need to drop a star there.
Okay.
Ideally double, but realistically just single here is fine. Just so you have something to play on. Right now you're dry doing everything. You're dry everything. Yeah. No lubrication for any of these fights.
Right.
And that's a real issue because you have nothing to actually help you. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
Is that all 5? Okay, you grab some. It has all 5 stars placed down here.
Yeah, you're right. None for myself.
That is so iconic.
This is wild.
Dude, once you see that, you'll never be able to unsee it again. I would also say, like, just going forward as well, when you place down your stars, like, for example, this B star, you can also recall. Why? What is your chamber doing?
Okay, yeah, he's really far ahead, like in front of it, right?
Yep, so you can just place it after he makes contact. You can save it, maybe they don't even end up going B, and you'll just have this other star ready for A. What about this one at Art?
Probably not that useful, because our vice wall is probably where we're going to take a fight.
Yeah, perfect. So where can we place this star instead? Let's just...
maybe even on top of the thorns?
Yeah, beautiful.
Like or A if we want something for like the rest of the map.
Yeah, beautiful. You have it there if you need it. If not, you can use it for A. Easy as that. Really important to recognize like where the edge is in a lot of these situations. Where the actions. You can see Vi's wall, and then Chambers is like all the way up B long is where he's gonna be. Well, it turns out that you just come out A.
I think so.
And we're just dry. We could have Polk and Cuz here.
Maybe know if they're in.
Really, you got to think of like Asher as more of a counter character for a push rather than like an aggressive character a lot of times. The best thing for you is always going to be how do I counter it, or how do I play with a teammate to do something. If you wanted to do some solo stuff as Astra, you honestly couldn't really do it here if you're alone, but you could go somewhere like here or here. And this is where I'm talking about, like, you could do a close smoke, you could do this close smoke you liked as well, that you did on attack, and now you just do it on defense. And then you could combine that with smoke main, you could combine it with a polar concuss default, and now you at least have something more to play on where you're not going into it dry, right?
Yeah, they're planning now. A side.
Planted.
You place all these amazing stars, but then you gotta go here dry.
Missiling already? Missile default?
Also another good addition to that I didn't mention is also just let your teammates go first. Controllers generally, actually, you're the only controller really who doesn't go in first, because other controllers use their util. Like you think about Brimstone, he throws all his smokes, he has no abilities.
Oh yeah. Yes.
you're always gonna have some shit. So let your teammates go in first.
Okay.
Bait the hell out of your Teo here. Get his trade. He already used missile. He already used drone. I know you're gonna fix the Starling because it seems like we had a revelation today. So I'm gonna get this to you, and then we'll do it again next week.
Wow, we learned a lot today. That's wonderful. This is great.
I'm happy to hear it, dude. We'll cook up more next week. You know what? This one was a little too, what the hell is going on? Next one will be like, okay, now we can break shit down.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course. I'll see you next week.
All right, talk later. Thank you. Bye.
Hey.